leaders wait. Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us this evening. We're going to have a very powerful evening tonight, and I assure you, if you got a pen and paper, please keep them ready. There's a few questions that I threw out to our leaders, and that's Julia. Our leaders are Julia, Fetsang, Sindisa, Masondo, and to top it all, we've got Lorato tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to learn how these leaders have actually made it in this industry, they've been here for 3 years, they will give us a short introduction on where they're at, why they're doing this business, and I've got a few questions that I've asked them as well to prepare. So, take your pen and paper, write these secrets down because I know they might not repeat it all over again. So the first leader that I'd like to introduce to you tonight is Julia Maleka. I'm sure you've seen her last night with the pendant, and I can only imagine the energy that Julia is going to give us tonight. Julia, over to you. Please introduce yourself to our audience. Give us a short history about why you decided to do APLGO and where you're coming from.
Hello, good evening. Thank you so much, Mina. I'm loving 2025. We're doing things different, right? Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. All right. I am Julia Maleka, and I really just want to say to you, career-wise, let me start there. I am a trainer, I'm a coach, I'm a facilitator. That's what I did during my career time, right? Yeah. Who am I? I'm a professional network marketer. I am a parent. And I want to say to you that there were dark days in my life. I've done so many businesses, so many network marketing businesses, and it has been depressing until I found APLGO. So that's why I'm still here, even after quite a number of years, because the others were like few years, just a couple of years, right? So yes, I don't even know how to introduce, but basically that's who I am. And I am so emotionally, physically invested in building this business. So that's really why I'm here. And I will wait just for you to ask more questions.
Awesome.
I don't know why I'm feeling so emotional because I think it's kind of taking me back a bit. So let you ask questions and answer the questions. Because you know me, I can speak forever. So let me let you drive it, you know?
That's why I wanted to do this. This basically came from our mentor, Natalia. And I think because we have so many new people that have come into this business, we need to start touching their pulses, letting them understand where we have come from. And yes, with you being emotional, I totally get that because you and I have come a long way.
Yeah.
And I think we share the same sentiment. I've got an
Yeah.
ADHD son, you do as well. We've got
Yeah.
similarities. We've both come from the corporate world. And now that we found APL Go, it's like we found a rhythm, we found a vibe, we found a family. And APL Go has just encouraged each one of us to take it in our stride, come hell or high water. I know I'm not leaving this business, and I know for the fact that you won't either, because you've
Oh,
also found
awesome.
your grounding, right?
Oh, not at all. Not at all. Maybe let me just maybe share how I came across APLGO because I think that will help, with the background as well. I don't know if anyone in this room has ever woken up every morning when they're supposed to go to work and they literally actually cried. Like, do I really have to wake up? I had that for 10 years, a whole decade, knowing that where I am is not where I'm supposed to be. And you know what that did? It affected my relationship with myself. It affected my relationship with my kids. And, you know, you are thinking it's because they're teenagers, you're thinking that's why you're always shouting. No. It's because you also not emotionally okay. So when the two just come together, it's like chaos, this screaming, this, oh my goodness, it was bad. And I did try other businesses because I so much wanted to leave, but I couldn't just resign without going somewhere, right? So one day, as I was crying like that, I was scrolling over Facebook, almost thanks to Facebook, scrolling over Facebook. And then I heard that there will be a Facebook live presentation about this new business. And where I saw it was from the person that I decided to register under. By the way, I wasn't recruited. I recruited myself. But I was like, I like her and I'm therefore going to sign up under her. But then when they then did that presentation, what I wanted was money. That's it. Can I get a business where I can actually have money that allows me to resign? That was my goal. Because I knew that where I was, it's not what I'm here to do on earth. I wanted to be free to do what I was given to do here on earth. So I did that. I listened. I decided, look, people decide immediately. Let me tell you this, everyone. When you speak to someone, in their head, they have already decided. So as you continue speaking to them, they can already know what is it that they want. So I decided, and I did not have the money. Guess what I did? I borrowed the 3,000 rand to register to be associate status. And the person was kind enough to say, you can pay me half this following month and half that. So I became part of APLGO. I decided I just want to do this. I got excited seeing euros. I was tired of seeing dollars. And I was like, oh, so euros. The company is not even in South Africa, but there I was. Took the risk and I joined APLGO. Little did I know. Little did I know that just over 3 years of joining, my first biggest goal would be achieved. Finally, May 2024, I was serving my notice, not working at the municipality anymore. I was done. And that feeling, you will not understand it until it actually happens. So that was my very first biggest goal that I achieved. So that's how I actually joined APLGO and ultimately made it to my first
That
goal.
is absolutely amazing. Now, the question that I pose to you guys, and a lot of the leaders have chosen the same and similar questions. So I'm sure we're going to hear similar answers, but your story might be different.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first question was, what are some of the common mistakes you see new distributors making, and how can they avoid them?
Let me tell you this, and this is what I did as well. I took how I used to do my other businesses and I brought all of that into APLGO, and I thought this is how I'm going to make it. Julia, the fact that you didn't make it that side with the same attitude, with the same things, clearly means it doesn't matter which business you are in, you are not going to make it. So the similar mistakes is people don't understand what network marketing is. I'll tell you what I thought. I thought with every network marketing, all I have to do is get people to buy the supplements. So that's it. Honestly, that's all I thought. And I think that's why we come with this mentality of you just recruit people, you don't even train them, you don't sponsor them, you don't take care of them, because in your mind, you did what you thought you wanted to do. So the biggest mistake is really that to say, please, can you have that mindset of, I do not know. Your cup must be empty when you come in. Can you have the spirit of being coached, the spirit of learning? Find out why you didn't succeed. Learn. And not only, you see, normally we say in our business, you need to learn for you to start earning. As you learn, you earn. I've added something. I changed it. I said, learn, implement, then you will earn. Because most people are like, but I read about it. I know about it, but they don't do it. That's the only time you're going to see a difference. So those are some of just the mindset and understanding about the industry that we're in that most of us come in with, including myself. And until the day I realize I'm going to implement everything that I'm being told, I'm going to do it. When Natalia says do this, I do it. When they say do it, no matter, and if it doesn't make sense, you will see it will make sense as you go along. So it's really those two, understanding what network marketing is. It's about building relationship. It's a long-term business. It's not a get rich quick scheme. I'm gonna come in, make money quick, and then so that I can go before APLGO leaves. Maybe it won't survive the years. You must tell yourself it's a long-term thing, and especially that one of learn, implement, earn. That's for me the two highs for me.
Yeah, that is an amazing, something people need to write down. Would you just repeat that again, Julia? Your 3 points.
Yes, yes.
Learn.
So let's start with my main one is please learn. Come in and say, I want to learn. How do you guys do it? And implement what you're being told. And you're gonna see the money coming. The money is not even the ones you have to worry about. If you do these things, you learn and you implement what you're being, coached on or trained on, you are just, even yourself, you're gonna see that you're self-developing anyway. And then the money will definitely follow. So for me, that is the biggest one.
Awesome.
Learn,
Now,
implement, earn.
and earn. You've just touched on the mindset aspect as well. So, what shifts did you have to make in order for you to achieve your success in your business?
Yo, it was a big one. It was a big one. Oh my gosh. Okay. I had to make a mind shift. You see, in the business world, there are certain things that we are told by business people. And most people will ask you, how do you balance family, business, social life, and all of that? I want to say to everyone, it is not about balancing. You won't be able to balance it. That was the shift for me that someone said it a few years back, and not a lot of business people say it. People will say, no, find a way to balance. You cannot balance. What you need to do is communicate to your family. Family, please give me this next 3 years. I am building foundation for this business. It's therefore requiring me time. I won't spend as much time with you. And the reason I can't spend time with you because my vision is this, my goal is this. Can you please support me so that I can get there? When I have time, you will know I will do things with you, but it's not as much as I would love to do it or you would love me to do it. And then you start seeing kids' mindset. Just because you communicate, your kids are like, okay, mommy, I'll go with you to a presentation. Okay, mommy, you want me to do a testimony? Okay, mommy, I will do it. Okay, mommy, you want, like, they now get it and they support you. There is no balance. Today, I might be sitting and doing APLGO the whole day because there are certain things I need to do. Therefore, I didn't balance my day. But the next day, I might do certain things with the family, or the other day, I might have lunch with myself. By the way, yourself too. You might have lunch with yourself. So it's not about balancing; it's about communicating. So that for me, that's
Totally. And we are in the communication industry. We
yeah.
are in the relationship industry. And if we are not doing that with our families, how are we going to have a reputable and successful business if we're not doing that with our loved ones? It is so
Yeah.
important to get that. And just by
Yes.
getting your family to engage with you, and eventually they come with you, they've realized the sacrifice that you have done. But it's not sacrifice in a bad way. Sacrifice was in the mental intuition that you needed to do for yourself in order for them to rectify and get better in what they are doing.
Yo,
Right?
let me just add on that, Mina, because it has been a sore point for me for quite a while, especially my relationship with my two boys, right? So I've realized that you cannot tell your kids what to do and how to act. You have to take care of your life. You have to reach, they have to see you striving to live the best life that you want to live. They mimic that. They also like, I want to have my own life too. You know, like mommy's doing a lot, like daddy's doing it. So they learn from what you're doing. They don't learn from what you're saying. And that's when I also saw a shift in them as well, because they also have something and they want me to support me to support them in it. So once you get yourself together, everything around you just kind of, works out. So
They all
yeah,
fall
thanks
into
for that.
place. They
Yeah.
all fall into place. So
Yes,
now this is
indeed.
a big one.
Uh-oh.
Have you had rejections and criticism? And how have you handled that?
Oh, very bad in the beginning.
Were you angry?
I,
Were you angry?
I was, okay, I did psychology, so I love people. In my head, in my head, there's no one who can say no to APLGO. In my head. Don't understand it. So when someone says no, I'm thinking, do you understand that this answers whatever prayers that you've been praying? Do you understand that I'm coming in and I've been sent to you because you've been praying for something? How can you say no? How can you say this is not for me? And I think the biggest shock for me, besides the normal no's that we get, the rejections, is from people who see themselves a level up. You know, they are doctors, maybe they've got other businesses, and then they look at network marketing as beneath them. The answers you get from those ones, yo. So they see us as those who are poor. It's for the poor people. It's not for the rich. And they will tell you the way, "Yeah, you know what? No, that thing, that's not for me. There's this niece of mine, where, that does this." And then they will say all the... Then I learned that I can't control people's responses. All I need to do is to plant a seed. As soon as I learned about planting the seed, whether you are saying yes today or not, it changed. This year, we signed up people that we spoke to 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago. It was shocking. And people are following you. So I then realized whether they say yes or no, that's not I can't control that. What I know is that I planted the seed and I must continue building the relationship, because that's why we forget. Follow up is not necessarily following up about the business. Follow up is following up on building the relationship so that when they decide, they remember you. They don't go somewhere else. Oh, you don't even know their network. So that's the shift that I did. From being feeling like I'm attacked, feeling like, to me saying I planted the seed. If they say no and it's clear they said no, I don't break the relationship. We continue chatting. I check their statuses. I comment on them. I do this. I do that. And they're the ones who'll be like, "Oh, so you're still doing this thing?" Yes, I am. So now they're the ones kind of being drawn into you. So that's a shift from my side.
I think the biggest thing and takeaway from that is you did not take it personally. In the beginning, it was that they rejected you, but towards the end, you realized after doing all the presentations about the 45-second presentation booklet, I think we all started to realize, okay, it's not personal.
Yeah.
It's a choice. And now we've grown from that. So I'm going to be mindful of time. Julia, just one more thing in parting.
Yes.
What would you like to tell all our associates that are here today, just to encourage or motivate or just inspire, something from the heart?
Yes.
And then I'm going to speak to Fetsang.
Oh, okay. Leaders, our guests, this is what I would like to say to you. Network marketing might not be your dream, but it can fund your business idea. It can fund your lifestyle. It can fund anything that you want to achieve. Network marketing is a full business. It's a real business. The difference is that we have a different marketing model from the traditional businesses. Therefore, treat it like a business. It will pay you like a business. What I want to also share with you with regards to that is, you never know until you try. You never know until you make the decision. If I did not decide just on that spot on Facebook, my mom would have been far with cancer. She had breast cancer. My son with his anxiety, I don't know where we will be. My other son with his eczema, I just don't. Myself, my hormones, I would have been such a mess still, and I will still be in that miserable 9 to 5 that I was in. In business, there are things that you might not like doing, but you have to do them. In network marketing, you are everything. You can't hire a PA, you can't hire an accountant, you can't hire anyone. You are everything. So there are certain things, whether you love them or not, you have to do them. When we say you need to be consistent, it's because you have the discipline of doing things that you don't like because you know the results of that. So once you make the decision, stick with it, do it until you have lessons learned from that. That's when you're going to see that you're growing. I remember I had to keep doing presentations about being successful in this business when my business was going down. When it was this, I still put my head up high. I still said, Julia, you are working towards being a professional network marketer. Thank you, Mina.
Wow, thank you so much, Julia. You got emotional, you got motivation out of that as well. And I'm hoping that all the guests that we have tonight have taken something back. Thank you so much for your time,
Thank
Julia.
you so much.
Thank you,
Thank
Julia.
you.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank
going
you.
to go over now to Fetsang. We might not have all the questions that we'd like to ask her, but Fetsang, are you ready?
I am ready. Good evening to all the leaders who are on call tonight.
Thank you so much. We've heard your story, but I think we've got new people in our business right now. We're in the with our new people in the Zoom tonight. So just without further delay, please can you just introduce yourself, tell them why you're here, and where have you also come from? Because I know we were all in corporate.
Okay. My name is Fetsang Matlakala. I am a mom to a 6-year-old. I've been a corporate girly, so I worked for one of the best companies in the automotive industry, and I was there for 10 years. So I studied HR, so I was in the HR management department. And I loved my job, I don't want to lie, because it was helping people throughout. So, and that's what I excelled in. Yeah, so that's just me in a nutshell. That's me before APLGO. And then in APLGO, I am a corporate director. I've been with the company for 3 years, 9 months. Well, this is the longest I've been with the company as well. Being somebody who has done network marketing before, I never used to last like for 2 years. It was 1 year something, 1 year, and I get bored easily. This is what I must say. I get bored easily. So if things don't work out the way I want them to work out, or I feel like the company's taking a different direction, I leave. And I'm amazed that I'm still with APLGO today.
I can be rest assured that APLGO is going in the right direction for you.
Exceptionally well. It is. Indeed, it is.
Okay,
Yes.
just to go back a little, you said you come from a corporate industry, right? Would you say that your corporate industry has actually geared you into the future for APLGO?
In terms of helping people, I would say, yes, my profession was all about that. And hence I said it's what I really loved, because I even excelled at doing it at work. I've left that company. It's been 3 years now, going on 4 years. But I still get people who call me and tell me their problems. I still get people who want me to sort their problems out. And I still tell them, like, guys, I'm gone. I'm no longer there. So this goes to show that, well, the company hasn't found somebody who will fill the gap that I left.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. It built you to where you are today. And that
It has.
profession has actually excelled you into APLGO. And you know that you're strong with people, relationships. And again, I want to mention that we are in a relationship building industry. And your profession has put you there, which is now helping you with APLGO. So,
Indeed.
you know, sometimes we think we might be in the wrong place at the right time. This time you are in the right place at the right time, and it's just working in your favor.
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
So I want to ask you this question. How do you approach your prospects and recruiting in your in getting new team members? Because I know there's a lot of us that are battling to find new people. What is your approach towards that?
Well, I think for me, in everything that we do, since we are in a business of building relationships, you just need to be as authentic as you can be. And you need to know the people that you are dealing with. We meet a lot of people, and we meet them through social media. So some of us are building business with total strangers. But how do you get this total stranger to actually join your business and trust you? It takes a lot. You build that relationship, you become authentic, you give them everything that they need to know, until you get to a point where you can see that you both trust each other, which is the most important thing. Because most of the time when we do this business, we hush and we rush. You want to close a deal before you understand why this person decided to talk to you. So I would love to say I don't rush at all. It can take me 2 months, 3 months talking to you, and I will never even say, when are you joining? Because somehow I feel like it shows my desperation, and I'm not desperate. I once had one leader back in the days when I was a newbie in network marketing, and this lady said, I'm at a point where I choose the people I want to work with. I no longer go with everyone I meet on the street. And I never really understood why she said that. But at this moment, this is what I'm doing. I choose people I want to work with.
Such a nugget. That is such a nugget to keep. So guys, don't go out there desperate looking for people. Find the people that you actually want to work with. Thank you for that tip, Fetsang. Also, again, I know you've utilized the product. So is that the reason that you came into APLGO initially? Because obviously that motivated you, right?
Yes, honestly speaking, this is what I always say all the time, that when I joined APLGO, at that moment, it wasn't about making money. I just came back from hospital. I was in ICU for the whole month. I didn't know why I could not control diabetes then. I was eating healthy. So for me to say yes, it's because I felt like, okay, this is a new product. It is in a form of a sweet, which I did not really think that will work. But because my health was deteriorating and I felt like I don't see my future, I came in because I wanted to fix myself. I came in because I felt like I am not in control of my health. Therefore, I needed anything and everything that could help me get better so that I can be better for my child as well, because I was a new mom. So imagine being a new mom with a health that is now deteriorating. Every time when you wake up, you ask yourself, am I going to leave my child just after I gave birth to her? So that was my situation. And coming to APLGO was just for health. The money part came after, and it came after I started sharing my diabetes journey with people. That's when I decided I'm gonna go in and do this business.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. There's one more question that I'd like to ask you as well, as we are going to be running out of time. How has building a business with APL impacted your personal growth and development?
I think, to be honest with you here, we would first talk about the difference between corporate and network marketing. In corporate, you do have people who lead you, who will guide, who will say, this is what needs to happen at a certain point of time. And in network marketing, you become your own leader. You don't have anyone that you're going to be reporting to. So if you mess up, you are messing up your business big time. So building with APLGO, that's where, when I started understanding that part, that, you know, at work you can play, and month end you are still going to get your salary, and you are still going to be performance rated, and you can get away with it. Here you can't get away with it. So I've learned to actually, I know I believed in myself, but I've learned to do that more. And I've learned to only trust myself because I only have myself in this business. And through personal development, I also got to understand that the path you are actually going to choose from the time you decide that you're going to make a decision, this path will determine your growth and success in the business. And the other thing I got to understand was that there is no way that you can grow and not be successful. But also there's no way that you can be successful without growing. The two need each other. So it has been an ongoing journey of self-improvement, because I did not come as perfect. Nobody is perfect. We all have our flaws. We all make mistakes. So it has been that journey, an ongoing journey of self-improvement, focusing on what is important, enhancing the skills. And when I talk about skills, I remember I'm shy when it comes to network. When it comes to social media, I never really posted anything. I never had social media except Facebook, that I never really used even back in the days. So enhancing the skills was also making sure that I move out of my comfort zone and do things that I was not comfortable doing, just so I can see myself growing. The mindset shift also came in, goal settings, learning and reflecting. That is what my personal development has been about ever since I joined APLGO. And on top of that, I've also realized that when you prioritize personal development, your confidence grows. You become more productive. And you tend to understand what relationship building is. And you tend to understand the meaning of a meaningful relationship. That's where you get to understand that you can fight with somebody today and still say hi tomorrow and continue building the business together. And that is not easy.
Absolutely, because then you would have taken it personally and then things just go out of term. I've got one more question for you, Fetsang. Can you share any tips for creating engaging content and building a strong personal brand? Because you come from that saying you weren't somebody on social media. So what type of content would you say we could try and learn to do? And maybe just share a few things that has helped you to get to where you are right now.
Okay, thank you. That is actually broad, because we can spend hours talking about it. But when it comes to content, before you even start being on any social media platform, You just need to think about identity, your identity. How do you want people to remember you? Or what do you want to be known for? Don't just go there without answering this question first, because it is important. From there, what awareness do you want to create? So for me, it's health awareness, lifestyle changing. And then the strategy, how are you going to actually achieve this? How consistent are you going to be? What are you going to do in terms of building this relationship? What is it that you need to change about yourself first? I've seen a lot of people go on social media, they post something, there's somebody who would comment somehow, and you go out there and you lash on this person. That's not how you want people to remember you, and that is not what you are there for. So, and there's going to be a lot of challenges when you go to social media, but you always need to remain true to yourself. Always remember why you are there, because a small mistake can actually tarnish the brand that you are trying to build at that moment. Also, there's trust and there's loyalty that you need to build with your people. And then when we talk about, this was just about content. When we talk about the personal brand, this is also important, and it is huge. You need to be able to define your target audience. Don't just talk to everybody. Who do you want to target? Who do you want to influence? What is their pain points? How are you going to speak to them? Speak to them directly. And this is a skill that you will learn as you start this journey and you start posting your content every day, because there has to be a way you speak to these people. You need to speak directly without speaking directly to them. I'm not sure if it makes sense. An example I can think of is, there was this time I posted a video about mothers who have kids who are sick. Directly, I spoke to them saying, your child will do this, your child will do this, your child will do that. And then later, I then said, because I am a mother of a child who does that. When this person is listening to this, when you say your child will do this, most of them called and said, I felt like you were talking about me, because that is exactly what my child does. So it's you talking to them directly, making sure that they get the message. If that video is not for that person, they will never get the message. But if it goes to the right person who this message was meant for, they will definitely come back to you. And then also, the most important thing when you build your brand is to think about your unique value proposition. What makes you different? Right now, there is a lot of us on TikTok trying to build our businesses. But what makes you unique? What is it that you have that somebody else in the same business doesn't have? And once you get to understand this value proposition, don't ever run away from it, because that is exactly what you are there for. And in my case, if I have to make an example, my value proposition is an expertise when it comes to diabetes. I really don't have to talk about a lot of things. Yes, I can advertise other things, but my value proposition is about diabetes. The expertise I have about this, I can talk about my issues without even having to read anything else. And that is where, when you start telling people your story, telling them what you have gone through, you get to connect with them on a personal level. And that is the most important thing. Because when these people move away from social media into your phone, now you start talking, already you are connected. You don't even have to put yourself in their shoes. You have this person here at the palm of your hand. So the last thing is engage with your audience. I love the fact that Julia spoke about building relationships. Engaging with them doesn't only mean you talk to them when they call you, like Julia also has said. It means replying or responding to even those comments you feel like, but I responded to this comment last week. When you are home, you might say, ah, oh God. But when you respond, make sure that you respond in a way that this person will feel valued. It doesn't matter how many times you're going to give them your cell phone number. You will have to give it to them with a smile on your face. And that's the most important thing. Make an effort to reach out. This is what people need. If you can give them this, then you know that you have worked on your personal brand. And nobody, even if somebody goes out there and they try to tarnish your name, they will fight for you without you having to ask for them to do that, because they know the person that they have been dealing with. And they are able to even say on the comments, this is not the person that I know. So this is the most important thing that we can do. Building relationships is not easy. You will build this relationship when you are tired. You build when you are happy. You build when you are crying. You build even when you are sad, because you know why it is important for you to build this relationship.
That was powerful. Thank you so much for that. I'm hoping a lot of leaders have taken down notes. I don't think we get these on YouTube. These are coming from leaders that have done this business. They're authentic in their way that they run this business. And that's why they are top leaders. So leaders, I hope you are taking a lot of notes. I know we will get this presentation recorded and I will be sharing it in the groups. Fetsang, in parting, can you give our audiences tonight anything of inspiration, anything to motivate them to continue doing this business?
Well, I would love to say we all need to be authentic. Nobody has to tell you that. If you want to build a successful business, you have to be authentic. You have to be consistent. And you have to be a people's person. You can't be in a business of helping people, offering solutions to people, but you don't like people. It is not going to work. And working with people is not easy. But you need to understand it for yourself, that it is not easy, but I am going to make it. With this said, I would love to say, we fall, we break, and we are going to fail. But we are not going to give up. Through this, we will rise, we will heal, and we will overcome all the challenges that we are going through. And this is a mindset that we need to move towards, knowing that everything happens for a reason. If you are a leader in the business and you have not experienced challenges that made you feel like you want to quit, you have not experienced anything. And I would love to say that we need to love these challenges, because through the challenges, the lion or the lioness in you is built every time you go through a life-challenging trauma or pain. And pain is there to distract, but it is what you do that will be the most important thing. What you do will set you apart from other lions and lionesses that you have met in the jungle. That's all from myself.
Thank you. Powerhouse. Thank you so much, Fetsang, for your time. We're going to move over now to Sindisa. Sindisa, are you ready?
Yeah, boy, I am ready.
Thank you.
Yeah, and ready.
I'm going to jump into it straight away. We are running out of time, but we definitely want to still speak to the other two leaders that we have in the pipeline. So Sindisa, do you want to share your story with us before we go ahead and ask you a few questions?
Hey, my story. I'll just cut up a bit. I have a big story to tell that need a whole a whole episode, just me.
Maybe we can do
So-
that in the new month.
Perhaps. Yeah, but my name is Cindy Maso. I was born and bred in Limpopo, in a village, Shikundu, that side. And I grew up there, came to Joburg, and yeah, my background, I'm actually a professional teacher. I'm sure you didn't know about that. It's the first time I share
No,
this
I
part
didn't.
of my life. Yeah, it's the first time I share that. And yeah, being a teacher, I was lucky to actually not get a teaching job. When I came out of college, that time teachers were many in South Africa. So I ended up in social security field. When they introduced child support grant, I was one of the people that were recruited for that purpose. And yeah, me being a teacher, I become a teacher everywhere I go. And it was a contract of 24 months. Within 3 months, I was now training even the people that I found there. That's the grace I have of grabbing things very quick. So yeah, I have experience in training and as well as administration. So if I were to scale myself, I would say 50-50. I'm as strong in training and in administration as well. So coming to APLGO, I came and I saw and I started working towards my goal. And I'm happy I did. And thank God I didn't start with a project because, as I always say, I am not that patient. So I came at the right time when the ground was chilled, the product was proved to be working. So for me, it was just an easy ride. So here we are.
Wow, thank you for sharing that, Sindisa.
Mhm.
I didn't know that you were a professional teacher, and I'm sure that's why you are so successful in what you are doing now in APLGO. I want to jump right in. I'm going to ask you a goal setting question. Can you share your vision for the impact you want to make with your business in APLGO?
Um, when I started to work at APLGO, my goal was because I know network marketing for me it's a relationship marketing business. So how do I do that if I came along alone? Like, yes, I've done a little bit of network marketing, but in wrong fields. I was chasing these crypto type of businesses that never last over 6 months. So this is the longest for me to actually do business in a network marketing setup. Yeah, I've been doing this business for over a year, and trust me, it is the longest. And when I came, for me, I found the business was already, the structure was already there. There was an office ready. There's the who's of the business. Bo Lorato Senelo, Mina Hira, the Fetsang Matlakala, all the people were all positioned. So we knew there's Lungile, who is Dr. Masweet, and here am I. Uh, I came, and from where I'm coming from, wherever I am, I don't go unnoticed. That's one thing about me. So now I started to, because I knew it was not going to be easy because the structures are there. And as I'm saying, relationship marketing is what I was after. And for me, my strategy is not to look for networkers to come and sign up under me. My strategy is to position myself to a level that everyone wants to look after me working with them. And bingo, in 6 months' time, it worked. And I had people now starting to follow me. They just come, sign up, Mamasindi, I'm here, I already registered. How do I go about? So it's about presentation. It's about, as Fetsang was saying, it's about you putting your profile. For me, when you post, whatever you post, whether it's an advert for the product or it's an advert for you looking for business partners, you have to be intentional. I always tell my team members that, trust me, it's never luck to be successful. It's intentional. You set up the strategies right, intending to reach certain goals. And for me, I was wanting to position myself to be successful, that everyone want to work with me because they want to know how I did it. And that strategy has worked for me. Yeah, I have many people that do want to work with me that I am working with. That relationship marketing has worked. Yeah, so goal setting as well on a personal level has has worked for me. I had a goal, it was clear and it was to the point. It is a goal that I was even sharing with in my personal group where my members are. I literally told them that, guys, I have started marketing this business in January 2024, and when it's 31 January 2025, I will be set as a millionaire in this business. And how do I do it? I had to work day and night. I had to set strategies right, and I had to work towards achieving that goal. And thank God it has happened. Yeah, you are looking at the millionaire, the newest one in APLGO.
Wow,
And
wow,
thanks to goal setting.
wow. That's a huge thing to say. Hey, goal setting. It's actually
Yes,
come to your visualization and you've actually achieved that. I know you were sitting
yes.
in Mauritius in December when we had a chat, right?
I was actually celebrating myself as a millionaire in APLGO.
Wow. And you just been
Yes,
here in the business?
just 1 year to be
Wow.
precise. I joined 28. That was in November 2023. I didn't go straight in the field because I believe you have to have something to share before
Mhm.
you come out and talk about something. So I spent the whole December doing self-development, studying the compensation plan. And when I come out in January, I knew what to say and when to say it.
That's powerful. So you gave your time, enough time to understand what you were going out there for.
Yes.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. There's
Mhm.
another thing that I'd like to ask you. What role do you think storytelling plays in the success of marketing and promoting your product and yourself?
Storytelling, I believe it's a very, very powerful tool. And that's where authenticity come in play. For example, I will share a personal experience. I believe tonight, for me, it's about sharing who I am and what motivated me to stretch myself to the level that I have stretched. And when I started APLGO, actually, before APLGO, prior COVID, I was doing tenderpreneuring, trying to, and I get myself in trouble in the process. I got a project where I was supposed to build about 100 RDP houses, and I didn't have capital. And I went out there, I borrowed money against my property. And lo and behold, the project went south during COVID-19. The company, you know, them in South Africa, they don't give small businesses a big contract. You have to have a main contractor where you come in as a subcontractor. And it was that type of setup. When we came out of lockdown, that company has liquidated. And I was left with a bill of over 450,000. And I even have a court order that was actually asking me to leave this house that I'm in now. I was instructed to leave. But you know, when you are born with wisdom, you are born with it. I ran to a lawyer friend of mine, and we just turned against the company. We opened a case against them to buy time. Yeah, because my friend told me that, I know you, man, you will come out of this thing, you will get money. Property property cases, they don't last over 5 years. In 5 years' time, you will have this money. She trusted me more than I trusted myself, because at that time I didn't know where to get the money. Thanks to APLGO, my house is safe.
Oh my God. I am so glad
Yeah.
that you stayed and you knew what you were fighting for. At the end of the day, it's why APL. So you had a valid reason. You continued doing what you needed to do. And this is where you are today, a millionaire.
I didn't have a choice. I
Ah,
really didn't have a choice.
wow.
Yeah.
Hats on to you, man. You've done exceptionally well. You've been in the
Thank you.
a year. You're already marking yourself as one to watch. And you know, empowering women is one of my best things that I've seen in APLGO, and that's what's driving me to do what I'm doing today.
Yeah.
One more thing I want you to please maybe just share with our guests tonight and our leaders. What is the best thing that you've seen through APLGO besides making the money? What is the best thing for you in APLGO?
The best thing for me is, you know, when you're coming out of the situation that I was in, even my physical body was not right. When I was invited in Pretoria in 2023 in the event of I think it was November, I was very sick of depression. I had my neck and nerves were like they could burst open. And yeah, because of this product, perhaps I could be taking, maybe I could have slipped to schizophrenia, because in my family, we have a history of that. We have more than 5 people who are sick of, including my mother. She was in that situation. So by taking relax, that whole depression left me, and I've found a new family. You know, when you are in trouble, even your own family, they don't help you. You know that feeling of rejection from your own family is the most difficult to actually concur with. And I found a family in my great grand upliner, Lorato Senelo, my upliner, Mamane, all these people in the office, all of you guys, you showed me love, and I got my groove back. And if it wasn't for this business, perhaps I could have committed suicide. I don't know, because imagine if I lost my house and I'm supposed to now learn how to stay in a squatter camp. I used to drive a Mercedes Benz, by the way. I was now walking by taxis. You know, such kind of situation, you don't survive in situations like that. And I just don't know how to share how grateful I am for this opportunity. I am grateful. And I stop here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mamasindi. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
internet has messed me around. Sorry, Sindisa. Can you
It's
hear
okay.
me now?
I can hear you, but let's stop here. I can't proceed. Thank you
think
for this time.
Ken? Thank you so much, everyone. I think we've got two more. I hope you guys are still willing to listen. We've got Masondo and then Lorato. I hope you guys are still okay for me to continue. Masondo, are you available?
Hi everyone. Yes, I am. I am Mina. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, actually.
That's great. Thank you so
Very
much
well.
for acknowledging this invite. We
Yes.
want to learn from you as well. So without any delay, please give us some insight on who you are, where you're coming from, and how long have you been in APLGO? You can unmute.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
All right. Awesome. I'm trying to switch to video. It's not. I don't know what's happening. But anyways, just to cut it short, the name is Sabelo Dr. Masondo. My father actually had a vision. He wanted me to be a doctor, you know. So I was hoping to be a doctor as well. And then I'm next to a doctor, you know, as an APLGO distributor. My story is very short. I'll just say from a zinc roof back room to a 3-bedroom house through APLGO. That's me.
Wow. And how long have you been in APLGO?
I've been with APL since 2023 November. Actually, I joined the business in 2022, but I was still busy with something else, and which did not work out. It was a trucking business, and it did not work out. And in November 2023, I told Maduna, Dr. Maswiti, who is my upliner, I told him, look, bra, I'm ready. Let's make this happen. And I had to obviously reactivate my account. And that was the beginning of greatness and where I am today.
That's an amazing, amazing story. Thank you for sharing that. There is the similar questions that I'm going to ask you as well. Have you actually handled rejection? Have you received rejection, criticisms when you started doing this business? And how did you handle them?
I actually, sorry, yeah. I'll just use oh, sorry about that. I'll use it because I'm struggling with my phone. Let me move away. Okay. So thank you, Coach. I'm with the Coach Simpure here. So I'm using his phone now. So basically,
We just
I can still hear the echo.
Yeah, we're getting feedback. Maybe he can mute on his side.
Okay.
Thank you.
How is it now?
Yeah, much better. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right. So in terms of rejection, I definitely did get quite a lot of rejections, you know, but Maduna had trained me quite well, you know, and he helped me deal with all those rejections, you know. So I managed to actually accept that not everybody will respond positively instantly. You know, other people take time. I also took time. So I understood that other people take time. Other people are so, what's the word? For a lack of a better word, I'll use the word brainwashed. You know, they are so brainwashed against network marketing, you know, and against alternative health products. You know, so you get a lot of people who will tell you, who will ask you, why are doctors not recommending this? Why is the government not recommending this? You know, and others will outright just call you a liar out of nowhere, you know, and they'll call you a scammer. I've received all of those, but I think I managed, obviously at the beginning, it used to unsettle me a bit, you know, but because I was consulting a lot with my leader, Umatuna, he was able to help me through that whole process.
You've got an amazing leader, I must be honest. I mean, when I met Maduna as well, he just encouraged me a lot. I met him with Lorato and we just clicked. There's something about him. So you've got an amazing leader, and I've seen him grow in this business as well. So you are in the right hands with him, and well done to that. The other thing, your mindset, has that shifted from where you are now to, I mean, from where you were to where you are right now? And I know Mamasindi spoke about goal settings. Has this also started to come into your way of doing things with APLGO?
I think for me, obviously, goal setting is very important. It's crucial. You know, but also it was allowing to be led, you know, and to put your knowledge aside and just learn from the people that are ahead, you know, because I'd seen how Maduna was working, you know. So I had to decide if I'm going to apply my tracking business knowledge here, or I have to just shut up and listen, you know, to what I'm being told, you know. And Maduna is younger than me, you know, so so I had to adjust and be like, hey, I must allow him to lead me, you know, and actually teach me and show me what everything I need to know. And in fact, everything I know now is because I was able to adjust and learn from a younger person, but I also learned from a friend because he's my friend. I had to adjust from that as well. Like, no, let me not look at him as my friend. Right now, he is my leader, you know, and he's my mentor. He must teach me. I must learn from him. I can see he's succeeding in the business, you know, and he kept on saying, look, just do what I do, you will succeed.
Yeah, no, we've learned that. I mean, I'm sure you were there at the August event with the president. And
Absolutely.
Natalia's husband, who we call Papa Africa, he just
Yes.
followed the instructions of our CEO and he didn't
Yeah.
dispute anything. So we've learned from our CEO as well, just to follow, do as I say, and don't ask why. Just continue.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And
Absolutely.
I had the pleasure of meeting you at that event.
Yes.
It was great to have met you there as well.
Yes.
Is there
Great.
anything that you'd like to part your knowledge with the people that are still in the room, just to inspire them? I mean, your story is amazing. You've come from absolutely small living standards and have moved up. Is there something that
Yes.
you'd like to part with us? Just give us some sort of knowledge, some
Yes.
inspiration, motivation, that people are still doubting that this business might not work for them.
Yes. Um, you know, before I get to that straight, by the way, Mina and everyone, you know, through this business, I was able to get my wife to leave work in 2 months when I joined the business, and she's now part of the business. It also helped my younger brother. He's in the meeting now. So something like he also has a great story of his own. and my father. That's the kind of impact this business has had in my life, and you can imagine how much that helps in the family. All right. What I would say, um, what I would say is, look, number one, in this business, you have to care about people. One, we've got great products that are working. We've got a great compensation plan. In fact, I was saying to Omar Duna, I think, in my opinion, when the president formed this business, he had an idea of us making more money, and then later on decided, no, let me add a great product to back this business, because the way this business is so generous, there's so much money in the business. And if one is patient, if one listens to what they are being taught, they will definitely succeed. But you have to care for people. You definitely have to care for people. You have to want to help people. When you are presenting an opportunity to people, don't present it as a person who wants to grow your business. Present it for those people to actually benefit. That will help you. Your approach will help you how you present it. You will look at their circumstances and try to help them, with what you say. You will calculate your words such that your words are targeting to help them, as opposed to them coming in to grow your structure. So it's very important to have a heart for people.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that, Masondo. I think Fetsang touched on it a bit.
Yes.
Julia touched on it. Mamasindi also, Sindisa also touched on it, and you are touching on it as well. We are in a people-orientated business, and we need to make sure that we take care of them. So thank you so much for that encouragement, and thank you for your time. I'm going to now start with Lorato, and I'm sure everybody still wants to hear from him. So Lorato, are you in the house? Thank you so much, Masondo. Lorato, are you still here?
Hi, Mina. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm using my wife's phone.
Okay,
So,
okay. Oh, I love those pictures. They look amazing.
it's our wedding pictures, actually.
Yeah, no, they look amazing.
Thank you, Mina.
I'm into pictures. I'm sure you've seen them as well when you came to my place.
Definitely.
Okay, so do you want to give a bit of your story before we go ahead? Where you're coming from? I know you always introduce yourself from coming from nothing, doing what you're doing now at your best. I know you haven't peaked as yet, but you are on the peak. So maybe just share your story with us, and then we'll go into some of the questions that we'd like to get from you.
I think today I want to take a different route. Today I want to share the other side of the story. How I got introduced to APLGO. So before APLGO, I was fortunate enough to be trained by one of the best ladies who actually brought APLGO into the country. Can you hear me? And
yes, we can.
I remember when she headhunted me and she asked me to meet her in Sandton. There was about 12 of us at that time, the networkers of that time. And she told us about APLGO. She brought Natalia onto the Zoom and we left excited. And after then, I decided, like what everyone is saying, I did not know network marketing. How she knew me, I used to do a lot of Zooms online and with Lungile. And she came on to one of those sessions that we're doing. And she decided then and there that she wanted to work with me. After I joined, I said, I'm going to learn from the best. I asked if I could go around the country with her. And I was literally her driver. I watched her build APLGO. And for whatever reason, she decided, no, this is not for me. And she decided she's leaving APLGO. Now, that was a tough decision for us because she called all the leaders again, threw a huge party, got us alcohol, basically was trying to convince us to leave with her. And I think out of everyone that was at that party, I think 2 of us decided, no, we're not leaving APLGO, we're staying. And I remember she called me the next day and she said to me, who do you think you are? You know, you were nobody. I've been around the country with you. You've never even brought one person to any of my presentations. Who do you think you are to think you are going to make an APLGO stand? The next day, I got 2 or 3 other calls from other leaders that said, but are you sure this is what you want? Are you sure that you don't want to go with us? They were planning to go to another company. And I was so conflicted, but I decided, you know what, I'm going to stay. And luckily enough, with a leader like Natalia, who when the boat was sinking, she was there. Emotionally, she was there. She wanted to show us that this thing was going to last. And also my friend Lungile. And I remember he was like stance that I'm not going anywhere. I'm here to stay. And I remember we talk with him before. We knew nothing about network marketing. We did 2 previous things before. We failed dismally with both of them. And we said to ourselves that we are going to make this thing work. But not only for us, we want to change people's lives. You know, in the beginning, we both wanted the money. In the beginning, we both wanted the financial freedom. But we decided this is going to happen for us. And, you know, now I see it and I'm so emotional. I'm seeing how this business that we decided to stick in with the Julias, the Fetsangs, and all of them is literally changing people's lives. The testimonies, there's a lot of these behind the scenes that a lot of that are not even here today. And you know, I'm glad that I decided to say no to her. I'm glad that I decided to say no. Look, I'm going to give this my all. This is the business for me, and I'm not going anywhere. And a lot of them now come back to me and say, man, you did it. You know, I'm not that kind of person that is loud. I don't go on social media and show people my checks. It's not, but they find out and they hear and they give me a call and they say, yo, we never thought you could do it. And I say, no, but I didn't do it alone. It's a team sport. But yeah, 3 years down the line, you know, APLGO really changed my life. My story, basically, I was sleeping on my sister's couch. I decided, you know, I want to do network marketing. I decided that I used to think I was unemployable. So I needed something that was going to give me a lot of money. And I wanted a business that's not going to give me anything less than R1,000,000. You know, the Bible says as far as your eyes can see. So for me, what I could see was R1,000,000 a month. And I started crafting the plan. I started listening to every single Zoom from any country. I was hoping to get strategies. And the more I listened to these things, the more I got excited. Then we decided we were going to do the Zooms. We made mistakes. We were doing Zooms to 12, 13, 14 people at some times. But Natalia was there. She was pushing us. She was training us. And this is what I'm saying to other leaders there. Don't come into this business and look at this and look at us and where we are right now. We started where you are. Almost all of us here were not network marketers. Almost all of us here didn't come with a team. I came into this business, it was just Lungile, it was my sister, it was my brother, it was me. When we all decided, it was just the 4 of us. And now I've got a team and I can't even name half of the people in my team, you know. And in 3 years, 3 years, I know a lot of people come into this business and they think it's a get rich quick scheme. Me, now we would have calls. I mean, you would complain and, you know, we're trying to advise. It was like the blind leading the blind, basically, because none of us were making money in this business, but we were motivating each other. We believed in what we had, you know, and I know we're talking today, and I know I'm answering a lot of your questions, but we're talking today, and you said something very powerful to me. You said, you know, when you started the business, when I started the business, we cared too much what other people think. You know, people say network marketing is not a business. People say network marketing is for losers. People say network marketing, and we believe that for so long, but until that mind shift changed, until we said, you know what, network marketing is a game changer. And you know, these testimonies that we're hearing today, I mean, I remember speaking to a group of businessmen, and I was challenging them, and I said to them, as Black businessmen, how many Black business owners want to open up businesses for them to buy houses and for them to buy their dream cars? And almost all of them put up their hands. And then I asked them this question. I said, how many of you, when you start your business, open your business with the dream of making your employees millionaires. And almost all of them looked at me like I'm crazy. I said, how many of you will open a business and your employees will drive the Mercedes Benzes and live in their mansions? And this is what we do here. You know, you heard Masondo's story, you heard Mamasindi stories, and these stories are just going to keep on coming. But yeah, Mina, let me stop there. Let's come back to the questions if you still have got questions.
Yeah, no,
but
thank you.
today,
Thank you for that. Yeah, there were some dark days. I'm not a networker per se, but as I get myself involved and I've been here for 3 years, I've really learned so much. So I'm glad I stayed, and thank you for also being there when I was like doing absolutely nothing and I couldn't see anything further than my hands could show me. So thank you for also being there. The one question I've got for you is the mindset shift. I've asked every leader here, what mindset shift have you had to make in order to achieve the success you have achieved in this business?
well, for me, when I joined the business, I'll be honest, it was just about the money. It was just about me, and the people that were close to me. And sooner or later, then I realized that, you know what, I'm actually a leader. You know, I've built a team. And when that shift started happening, every day when I wake up now is how do I help somebody down there make their first 5,000? How do I help somebody make their first 20,000? And that when that shift came, say, no, it's no longer about me. How do I help the people in the business make money and make money quickly? How do I help people come in the top 20? How do I help them come into the top 10? You know, and that was my biggest mind shift change to say, you know, it's no longer about me. I'm reaching my goals, and I can only reach my goals by helping other people reach their goals. That was number one. And number two was, you know, owning the work that I've done. I think it took me a very long time to call myself a top earner. I always used to say, hi, I'm Lorato Sinela. I'm one of the, and I think it was like 6 months into the business. And I would always say, but I'm one of the top earners, you know, downplaying all of the hard work, because literally my wife will tell you, like in January, I left on the 5th. I was on the road up until the 25th. So for the first month of the year, the first 20 days, I was literally doing a tour. And just saying, look, I've worked hard. I'm literally changing lives, and I'm a leader. And I think once people start to do that thing and say to people, look, and you start, I mean, in network marketing, all of us call each other leaders. You pick up the phone and you say leader, leader, leader. And now I'm challenging everyone to say, what is a leader? And if you think about it, if the president is our leader, he's someone that we are hoping and praying has got our best intentions at heart. When he wakes up in the morning, he thinks, how can I make the country a better place? You know, so it goes back to that other one to say, that was for me my biggest mind shift change, to say, no, now I am a leader. What shifts do I have to do? How do I have to think differently? How do I speak? How do I encourage? How do I show up? Because now people don't, as a leader, people don't look at what you say. They do what you do. If you're going to wake up every morning and you're working hard, your team is going to wake up every morning and work hard. You know, and in network marketing, there'll be those days where your one of your leaders decides they're not going to wake up, or one of the leaders decides they have made you. And that happened to me a lot of the times. But I think the first time that thing happened, my business grew. You know, something happened. I said, I'm not going to allow this person to determine my paycheck. I decided to work twice as hard, 3 times as hard. And I can see in the teams that I'm building, someone will have a bad month, someone will have a good month, but I'm constantly growing. Because why? You are in charge of your business. You are the one that will wake up in the morning and decide, today I need to do A, B, C, D, E, F. I think Fetsang said it very well to say, here, there's no one that's going to tell you what to do. You know, we could wake up and talk for 5 hours about the business in the beginning, when the beginning is on the phone. Now I barely have time to myself. Like, time is the most precious thing that I've got right now. And it's because now I'm realizing that it's precious and it's the only thing that I have. And the more I use it wiser, the better results I get. So, and the other thing that I would like to tell a lot of the leaders, and especially new people here, people don't know about APLGO. I think for me, whenever I go out there and first thing I do when I do a presentation, I take out any of the boxes and I ask them, has any of you seen these boxes? Out of 10 people, only one person will see this thing. So for me, one thing that happened is when I realized that I have got a one-of-a-kind business, a one-of-a-kind product. I've got a proper solution provider for a lot of people. I've got a business that doesn't care how old you are. I've got a business that doesn't care about your background. We've got a business that doesn't care where you live. We've got a business that doesn't care whether you've got a family or you don't have a family. We don't even want your CV. We've got a business that if you decide today that I'm in this business and I'm giving it my all, it will give back to you. And, we were talking about it again, Mina, today to say, this business is a funny business, and I gave all my success to God, to say, you're going to work. You're going to work and work and work and work and sometimes feel like giving up, but just keep on doing what you need to do, because when God steps in, when the universe steps in, you're going to wake up and say, wow, what just happened? Where did I get this recruit that just brought 10 people? Where did I get this person that just brought this person? But it's just you stepping out on faith. It's just you doing what needs to be done every day and then allowing the universe to take over. I mean, are you still there?
Still here, yes. I hear you, Lorato. Okay, so tell me, have you struggled in this business? That's one of the questions here. What advice would you give someone who is struggling to build momentum in their business? Have you had that in your business?
I think every business has a struggle. I always say if anything was easy, all of us would be millionaires, So we all are gonna struggle. But I also think that can somebody mute that mic? Elizabeth, I think it is.
We can hear you.
I think the biggest struggle that we had, and I remember we had these discussions in the beginning, was the struggle from within. Once you get over you and your own insecurities and your own what, that's the biggest struggle that you're going to have in this business. Because you're not going to, the other nugget that I had is that this business is not for everyone. Not everyone is supposed to be a doctor. Not everyone is supposed to be a teacher. Not everyone is supposed to be a politician. Not everyone is supposed to be a networker. So once you then understand that the biggest struggle is yourself and you get over yourself, every other struggle will just be, yes, you expecting those things to happen. So I don't think there's anyone that's come into this business that can truly say that they're not going to struggle. And yeah, anything in the beginning, I always say that when I say my testimonies, in the beginning, I used to feel like I was pushing a huge rock up a hill. And I felt like I'm doing this thing alone, I'd wake up, I'd drive to Witbank. I would not even know if I'm going to be able to come back, if I would have petrol to come back. I just wake up in the morning, get in the car, I'd bolt around Johannesburg. As soon as I got that 400 rand, I'd put everything in the car and I'd go to Witbank. And sometimes when you get to Witbank, you can literally feel like these people have just called their neighbors. They just literally went, as soon as they saw your car arrive, they ran to their neighbors and said, please come, don't embarrass me. He came all the way from Joburg, and you felt like this thing. But as time goes on, the right people start coming to the business. And then that rock becomes lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter. So obviously everyone that is starting, especially if you don't have a team, you're coming into this business, you're building like us from scratch. You are going to start alone. But the difference with us and then and now is exactly what Mamasindi said, is now we have charted the ground. Now we've got the testimonies. Now we've got leaders that we can show people what to do, what not to do, what mistakes they can make, how to build from our own personal experiences. But when we built this thing, literally, it was the blind leading the blind. We just told, do the SPS, do this, and we did it. We listened to Natalia, we listened to everything that she's saying. And honestly, I can't leave this thing without saying thank you to her, because I know without her, there would be no APLGO in South Africa. She played a huge part in calling us, in motivating us, all the way from another continent, by the way. but at some point she was our strength. And what we are saying to everyone that's here, all the new networkers, let us be your strength. Especially now, let our testimonies be your inspiration. You know, when we started, we didn't have any testimonies. Even the product testimonies, they didn't make sense. Like, but this doesn't explain what SLD can do. And now you can use our stories to recruit. You can use our stories to build while you are still building your own testimonies. And I believe now this year, we're going to see a whole lot more testimonies from the people that are saying, look, I can see what I have in my hand. Some people may look at it and reject it, but I am going to hold on to it. I'm going to run with it. And this business is going to change my life.
Absolutely. I mean, we are in such a good standing right now. The new people that have come on board, you've heard it from Lorato. We didn't have products. Now we've got testimonies. We didn't have an office. Now we do. Products are coming into the country every now and again whenever we need them. Natalia is still here with us every single presentation and training. Lorato, one more point from you, just an inspirationing and parting note from you, from the leaders that are still here. We've got 114 people, including us, just to give a parting note, and thank you for everyone that is still here listening to our leaders.
I think I'd like to say that when I started APLGO, I could not even afford a loaf of bread. When I started APLGO, my wife, who's my wife now, said, no, you can come live with me. And I didn't even have to pay rent. She would just understood where I'm coming from. My sister at some point, so I was basically homeless. But I made a decision that this is the company that's going to make me millions. So I'm just saying to people, you have got to make that decision. We can't make the decision for you, your family, your sisters. No one can make the decision for you. You have to say, this is the business that is going to change my life, whatever it takes. And also to just say, 3 years down the line, you know, I'm shocked. Sometimes when I do presentation, I show people that I literally make about 100,000 rands a week. That's my income that I'm making. So from not being able to have 20 rands to buy a loaf of bread, I don't have a corporate background. I don't have those degrees. I always used to say I'm the testimony for the people that are told they're not going to make it in life. You know, I'm a college dropout, but I just knew that in my heart, I am going to be a millionaire. And when I decided that this is the business that's going to make me a millionaire, I mean, in a year, I'm living in a very beautiful home. I remember when I moved in here, my mother didn't know how much money we make with my wife. So she gave us these curtains that didn't even fit the windows. And she said, just as long as you've got curtains. And when she came to a fully furnished house. She couldn't believe how this thing happened. And when she came to see the house, we had just bought the car. So she literally saw the house and the car in the same day. 2 months later, I bought another car. But it's not only that. I think what I am so inspired by now is the fact that I am not the only one that's making money. You are making money. Lungile is making money. There's people in your team that are making money. Masondo is he's in the top 10. You know, that's what I'm proud of, to say that, no, this is not a pyramid scheme. All of us here are not networkers. All of us here just came into a system and say, look here, this is how this thing is done. We are going to focus on our people. This is the story that is spoken in all of our teams, to say when you wake up and you say, how do I make that person there make money? It's no longer about me. I've tasted the APLGO money. I know that APLGO's got money. How do I help somebody make money? Masondo said it very well. Even if you are new, wake up. Don't make this thing about you. Say, the person that I'm going to recruit today, how am I going to help them to make money? Move the focus away from you. Focus on finding the right people. And the biggest thing I'm going to say, I don't have a big team. Mina, I don't think you've got a big team. Masondo, I don't think he's got a big team. The compensation plan here is crazy. Once you understand the comp plan and how the company pays, you'll understand that you don't have to recruit everybody. You can get rejected 10 times and recruit that one person, and that one person can change the rest of your life. Don't get stuck in the rejections. Get stuck in what you want out of your business. If people decide to leave the business, hey, it's their problem, it's their business. You know why you came into this business. So if you are new here, what we are basically saying to you is we were not networkers. Mina came into this business alone. I remember I met Mina at Eastgate. We knew nothing about network marketing. We knew nothing about the suites. We knew nothing. We had no upliners. We had no downliners besides Natalia. We just had ourselves. And now that you are here, you can see new people are coming into this business, a year into the business. They're living in their dream homes. A year into this business, they've paid their houses off cash. And this is just the stories. There's another story where people have paid their school fees. This business can change anybody's life. We are just doing this thing to share our testimonies. But I want to end off by saying you have to decide if this is the business that is going to change your life. I said this to my Witbank team. You've got two choices. It's either you're going to join us and make money with us. It's either you're going to join us and change other people's lives, or you're going to sit on the sidelines and clap hands for us. I'll say this for the last time. You can go out in the streets and ask people if they know this product. I can guarantee you out of 10, 9 will say they don't know this product, which means the market is still green. There's no one that can say this market is saturated. We've barely touched Swaziland, Lesotho, Botswana. We don't even have touched South Africa. So if you're coming here and you're thinking, no, there's no more people, it's the biggest lie ever. You can come into this business and take over even my position and be number one in this business. Thank you so much, Mina.
Thank you to all the leaders. Thank you, Lorato, for that. Really, really inspiring. Thank you to everyone that's still here. I know we're way over the timeline, but I'm sure you've got a lot of nuggets that you have put together and written down. Thank you to all the leaders. Thank you, Natalia, for this idea. I think a lot of our leaders are going to be inspired and motivated. We are still at the end of January. We are still ready to rock and roll and make sure that everyone in our business are making the income and getting the products to assist whoever needs them. So thank you to all the leaders that have taken time to help me tonight on this amazing journey, just telling your stories and being vulnerable as well as emotional. Thank you to all the leaders. Thank you, Natalia, for being here. And thank you to every single leader that still stayed to listen till the end. Good night. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, Mina. Thank you, leaders. Just I understand we over the time, but just one proposal. I laughed, I smiled, I cried during this 1 hour and something, right? But I remember how we started. So my proposal is every last Thursday to make these business stories testimonials with different leaders, because we have a lot of people who already have success, right? And they can share from different professions. They are all different, but someone new who will join, they will find themselves, they will find the same story. I was shocked. Thank you so much. No words how we started, different continents, no products. Everyone was disappointed, but yeah, thank you, leaders. It was amazing. Thank you so much and good night.
Thank you. Have a good evening. Good night,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Good night. Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Good night.
Nice.